The 1988-89 season will go into the football history books as the one when the abundant promise of Nottingham Forest's exciting young team was finally fulfilled. Winners of the Littlewoods and Simod Cups, semi-finalists in the FA Cup and runners-up to Arsenal and Liverpool in the League Championship. It was the season Forest rejoined the English football elite after 9 years without a trophy. But the season started badly for Forest. They didn't win a league game till October the 8th and were the last league team to record a victory. Although they were many pundits' tip for the championship, they drew far too many games for their own good, 10 in all before Christmas, including this 3-all thriller with West Ham at Upton Park in mid-November.
Pierce or Clough? It's going to be Clough, curling it. And a magnificent goal by Nigel Clough. A superb free kick. Looks to got the edge on Martin at the moment. Plays it back again, Hodge!
Brian Clough is candid about why Forest started the season so badly.
I wasn't prepared, or the team weren't prepared, and we'd had a long, hard, close season actually. Too many England games, too many tours and all that type of thing. We'd been to Australia, which was fundamentally a bad decision club-wise. But I make those decisions, so it was my bad decision.
Despite the poor league results, however, Forest's stylish, distinctive brand of football had already started to emerge. How does Brian Clough describe that style?
Just football, simple as that. We believe that football should be played on grass. We grow plenty of it in this country, and where you come from with that accent, you grow even more. If God had wanted football played in the clouds, he'd have put a pitch up there and goalposts and all that type of thing. We believe it should be played on grass. It's as simple as that. And we don't upset anybody, and we don't involve ourselves with problems with referees, and we smile occasionally. Not me, obviously, I've got too much work to do to smile, but players smile. And it's a philosophy which I've adhered to over the 22 years I've been in management, and will continue to next season.
Yes! No danger!
Justin's fresh, isn't he?
Justin!
I haven't played this year.
Look!
Come on, Chappie.
Go!
Love it.
Go! Go!
Liam O'Kane, the former Northern Ireland international, is Forest's first-team coach.
Well, I think every club in that there has their own type of style of play. We try and play with two wide men as such, and yet they do have to work very hard to get back. And it's a style we've probably since the European days, when the likes of John Robertson and that was playing outside right or outside left. It didn't matter to John, but he played mostly on the left for us. But we just, through all the teams that we play throughout the club, youth team, A-team, reserve team, we try and play the same system, which ends up it's like 4-2-4 when we're attacking, and it's 4-4-2 when we're trying to defend. We try and play football from the back. We're not a great lover of the long ball, but at times it has to be used, and we use it as little as possible. I think that when we bought the boy Chapman and that there at Christmas, they thought their style was going to change a little bit, that it'd have to play to his strengths. But Lee is fitted in quite nicely, and I think he's got 18 goals for 6 months, which is absolutely brilliant. But we try and play it about, and I think if anybody come to watch us this season, we'll always go home at the end saying, well, at least they try and play football, and plus the fact that it's been quite successful for us.
Archie Gemmell, Forest's youth team coach, played in the great cup-winning Forest side of the late 70s. How does that team's style compare with today's?
Well, they compare exactly the same. You know, the boss makes football very simple. You've got to pass a good ball, header a good ball, make a good tackle, and that is basically what all Forest teams revolve round. It's revolved round the passing, the heading, the tackling, and obviously they've got to have a good touch as well. And the whole teams that Mr. Clough has managed have all played the same way. They've all played good, entertaining, attractive football. Well, you've got the goal that Neil Webb scored in the Littlewoods final. We've built up nicely on the right hand side. Tommy Gaynors held it for 2 or 3 seconds, allowing Neil to make the run through the middle. Tommy's delivered a superb ball. Neil's controlled it, and as you know, put it in the back of the net.
One by him. Chapman now to Gaynor. Jimmy Richards forward, and Neil Webb is further forward than any of them. There's Webb. A brilliant goal for Forest, and that's 2-1.
Another one that's illustrated as a little bit of football we played was a winning goal in the Simod Cup. It's a build-up from Pearce, plays it into Clough. Clough holds it, plays it to Webb. Webb takes it on to Carr, and Franzie takes 2 touches, puts it in, and Lee has come in at the far post and put it in. So I think if you look at that goal more so than any other goal, that typifies the way Forest play. Good, attractive. It was all good balls, good control, and once again at the end a good finish.
Webb, and Carr is onside with a clear run at goal. Chapman!
Lee Chapman only joined Forest in mid-October after the season had started, but his 16 goals, 8 in the league and another 8 in cup games, proved crucial to Forest's success.
I was in France having a bit of a bad time, and all of a sudden I was rescued by Brian Clough, brought over here, and I couldn't have dreamed. I've been at Wembley twice and finishing 3rd in the league, so it's been quite a turnaround for me. I think the Simod Cup final, to score at Wembley has been a dream of mine for a long time, and to actually get the winner was quite a thrill for me, so that was the highlight of my career so far.
Now Allen, a lovely touch from Stewart. Paul Allen, and Waddle! Now Stewart! 2 great pieces of goalkeeping, and 3 by Steve Sutton. What fabulous keeping there.
But after the new year, Forest really started to get into the winning habit. This was a 2-1 televised victory over Spurs at White Hart Lane in mid-January.
Webb again. Now Nigel Clough. Long-range shot through the keeper's arms. A terrible mistake by Torsvedt, and it's 2-0.
The Nottingham Forest team, unusual among First Division sides, has been created by coaching and a solid youth policy, not by the more usual modern method by waving a chequebook.
Well, the team has been in the making for a few years, and as you see, our young lads have come through into our first team. We've been very, very lucky in a sense that we've bred our own home players, and they've been taught good habits. And the good habits is how to play the game the way we like to play it. So it's been in for 2 to 3 years. So hopefully it's producing now the fruit, and in the next season or 2 we hope to be there along with the Liverpool's and winning the league. It is very satisfying for us to watch the young products coming through, and that knowing that we haven't to go and pay a lot of money for big name players, knowing that we've got the resources at our own club and that to just fill in, and we've been highly delighted with what has come through for us during the past number of years.
Well, we have a very good scouting system here at Nottingham Forest, and it has been over the last 5-6 years, possibly even more, and this is where Alan Hill comes in. Alan is head of the scouting system, and he is basically responsible for the young lads that come into the club. And at this particular moment in time, when you look through the first team squad, Alan has been instrumental in getting quite a few of them, which come through our youth team. You've got Glover, Starbuck, Chettle, Wilson, Hodge, even Nigel. And you see, you can just keep going on and on, goalkeeper as well. So the scouting system is excellent. But once again, although you can get a good player when it's 16, this is where the work actually comes in. You've got to keep grooming them, and hopefully they can come through.
You promised young Chet you'd play,
I know. We've got to either steal the best youngsters in the country. I don't mean literally steal, because we invite them here. And parents who come here like what they see. If they're going to entrust 14 or 15 or 16-year-old boys into anybody's hands, they might as well put them in mine. Because I look after them. I look after them like I would look after my own son. So parents are impressed with this. And the Alan Hills and the Liam O'Kanes and Archie Gamels do their little bit as well. So we get our fair share of good, talented youngsters. Long may it continue.
Yes, feet big!
Yes, come on! Again, Lam! Yes, I was wondering where you were coming, Chelsea, go back.
The 3 domestic cup competitions proved fertile ground for the growing ambitions of Forest's young team. After knocking Ipswich Town, Leeds United and Watford out of the FA Cup, the one trophy that's always eluded Brian Clough and which Forest hadn't won since 1959, they met Manchester United in the quarter-final at Old Trafford on March the 18th. A goal by Gary Parker, yet another of his vital strikes this season, proved decisive. It earned Forest an ill-fated semi-final tie against Liverpool at Hillsborough on April the 15th. Football fans everywhere will remember the terrible events that unfolded that day. The game was stopped after 6 minutes when Liverpool fans started spilling out of the Leppings Lane end of the ground. 95 fans would soon die, crushed to death by the sheer weight of numbers of people trying to get in to see the game. What are the Forest players' memories of that terrible day?
Oh, thing about Hillsborough, really, we were off the field before anything was happening. You know, that there were a few people spilled onto the pitch behind the Liverpool goal. A policeman ran on to ask the referee to stop the game, and basically within 30 seconds I think all the players were back in the dressing room, and that's all we saw. So the families, our friends and families in the stand sort of saw everything, and it was worse for them. And until we went up to the hospitals to actually meet some of the patients and some of the families up there, it was all very impersonal to us, because we hadn't witnessed any of the scenes that the other families had. So, once we'd been up and seen them, it sort of came home to us that, it really was a terrible tragedy. And I think the lads who went up were all better for seeing those people.
You didn't really realise what was going on at the time, and I didn't personally. I didn't let it sink in until I got home and watched it on TV and seen the actual appalling tragedy that happened. And that really, I felt low at that time. And I think it was good for the players to go and see the people, and it was refreshing to get out of our minds and continue football after that.
The worst memory of all, Hillsborough. Terrible memory, something which I think interfered with our possibility of going to Wembley. I'm sure on the day that the players were psyched up, and it was most unfortunate. For everyone in football, it was a sad day for us, but regardless of the result of the semi-final, we've had a tremendous season.
Forest went on to lose a highly emotional rearranged semi-final match 3-1, thereby losing their chance of a record 3 cup final Wembley appearances in one season. But success wasn't far away. The first of 2 Wembley finals began against Luton Town on April the 9th in the Littlewoods Cup final.
Would you like to predict the score today?
2-1. 2-1 to Forest.
2-1
to Forest. Exactly the same as in 1959.
We will win 4-0 because Franz Carr ain't playing. If he was playing, we'd win 9-0. But basically, at the end of the day, Clough should be England manager because he is by far the best. We want him there. The whole world wants him there. He should be for England, but Forest will win the day. All I've got to say is, take me up there. Okay.
We're on the march with Clough is army. We're all going to Wembley. Sitting ground, oh mist rolling in from the Trent. My desire is always to be in oh sitting ground, oh mist rolling in from the Trent. My desire is always to be in oh sitting
feeling today?
I feel great at the moment. I mean, it's the best place to play any game, I personally think, either for England or in a cup final. And once the crowd fills up, and it's going to be a great atmosphere, and the pitch is looking immaculate at the moment.
Possibly being the captain of the side, it's more of a, obviously it's a big moment to play for your country, and don't get me wrong, but it's obviously a very proud moment for me today, you know, captaining the club out and whatever. So all being well, hopefully the result will go right for us as well. Yeah, as I say, we've been very lucky. The lads certainly have travelled away with us and done well. I'd like to thank them and thank the ones that sort of come to places like Charlton, obviously the least glamourable games, and hopefully this is their reward, really.
I think when we took QPR on at our place and we were winning 4-1 at half-time, and I think to go out and to destroy a First Division side like we did that day was a great feat for ourselves. And the two games against Bristol City, Bristol played superbly in both games, and we had a struggle to get here in the first place. So now we're here, we want to go home with the trophy.
We cornered Brian Clough in the dressing room before the match to ask him how he felt.
Absolutely lovely. Obviously, sunshine day, full stadium. We've not been here for a long, long time, and it's fine.
Wembley on April the 9th was Brian Clough and Nottingham Forest's biggest day for a long time. Forest hadn't won a major trophy since their League Cup victory in 1980.
We've had a good 3 years. We've had a good 4 years, actually. And it's just coming a little bit gelling now at the moment. But I must repeat, son, at this present time, I've won out. Wembley dressing room, 2:45 before the final.
Taking a last look around, and the Littlewoods Cup final of 1989 is underway. Forrest then attacking the goal to the left. Sutton going and using his fist to get it away. Gaynor helped it away once again. Grimes driving it in, fine save. Ashley Grimes hasn't scored at all this season, but that was so close. Laws. Gaynor away on the right. Playing inside to Neil Webb. Foster going in. He's lost the challenge though. Nigel Clough playing there for Chapman. No, the flag is up. There's the corner. Aim for the head of Harford. Danny Wilson now. Turning a good cross back in there again. And it's the goal there for Harford. Gets underway. Luton Town leading Nottingham Forest, the favourites, by a goal to nil. Webb. Webb again. Maybe at half-time Mr. Clough suggested he should impose himself a little more on the game. He's certainly got the skills, and here's Hodge. That's going to be a penalty. Seeley brings him down, and Forest gets a reprieve from the penalty spot. Nigel Clough will take it. He in fact scored from the spot against Luton in February against Seeley.
I can't help feeling that Seeley will be disappointed with that.
Well, let's just see whether he'll be disappointed with this as well. It's 1-1. There'll be a father sitting on the bench for Nottingham Forest who'll be greatly relieved by that. Redshirt's forward, and Neil Webb is further forward than any of them. There's Webb. A brilliant goal for Forest, and that's 2-1. crease. Tried to get that in behind the fullback. The flag in any case was up. The referee has allowed the game to go on with Nottingham in possession, and here's Tommy Gaynor. Chapman again made a good break for him, getting towards that 6-yard box. There's Nigel Clough again. It's another one. And Forest now leading 3-1 with some valuable breathing space. So a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. On their way past Chester, Coventry, Leicester, Queen's Park Rangers, Bristol City, and now they beat Luton Town to take the 1989 Littlewoods Cup. Father and son. Brian Clough's first trophy since Nottingham Forest won the European Cup back in 1980. They were here that same year for the League Cup but lost it to Wolves, having won it the 2 previous years. It's been a long time for Nottingham Forest not to have a trophy. Now it's started to come good for them thanks to the goals that came in the second half. As kisses come all around the bench there. Goals, 2 from Nigel Clough, 1 from Neil Webb.
Great feeling, you know, it's our first major one, the club's first major one for 10 years. Well, everyone's chuffed over the moon. Well, came out second half, so we had nothing to lose, 1-0 down, what more can you say? We got 3 goals and played superbly, I thought. Hold on, lad. What channel's that going out
to? Saw it a bit late, saw him running onto it, and then it sort of came through a crowd of players and just managed to tip it over.
Delighted for the team and everybody concerned. Everyone keeps talking about individual performances, but the whole club, it's for today.
Forest were a changed team in the second half. What had the manager said to the players at half-time?
No, we knew what we had to do second half. Well, we knew what we had to do from the start, but we just didn't do it the first half. But we just had to step it up and try and get going ourselves, give them a little bit less room than we did in the first half, because they took full advantage of it. And you can't give teams like Luton room, because they've got too many good players.
Well, I feel a bit better than I did when you spoke to me last, obviously, having won something, because it was important to me. It's been 6, 7, 8, 10 years that everybody keeps reminding me I've won out, but we've won something now. And we've won the hearts and the friendship of most football supporters in the country. The number of games we've played, the number of times that we've won, possibly the best performance is winning the Central League again. It's the 2nd year running. Now, our reserves play in the Central League and some of our first team. And Bob Paisley, rather flippantly, 11, 12 years ago, said to me, when we were talking about winning things, he said to me, he said, the Central League. He said, yes. He said, when we lift it up at Anfield, he said, the tile comes off the whatever it is. Now, he was giving me a wee bit of stick there, but I'll tell you what, he hasn't had it for 2 years, I have. Having won 5-2 and in good mood, our pitch was not invaded, but was encroached upon by 200 or 300 young men, and I got myself into trouble for clipping a few. Now, I remember that, obviously, and remember it vividly, because I did wrong. They did wrong to get on the pitch to start off with, and I did wrong to do what I did. The Football Association dipped their bread. I think they've been waiting for me for years. I got fined £5,000, which is £3,000 in excess of the law of the land, and I got banned from the touchline. It's been a hard 2.5 months sitting with directors and directors' wives and hangers-on. But we did well that night. We won 5-2. Lee Chapman scored 4. Then we went on to the cup finals that you're going to ask me about. There were thrilling times for me, son, because Wembley is a very special place, as you well know, if you've been, and you have been. I don't think we were favourites to win the second match against Everton, but I think we were favourites to win the first one against Luton. But it was an extremely hard one. We've had a hard season. I was under the impression Luton had been coasting for 2 or 3 weeks prior to the cup final. That was the reason they got themselves in the bottom 4 in the First Division. So, having gone there as favourites, we had to go and do it. And then I had the added bonus, of course, because my little son, he got a goal, I think, or possibly even got 2. So that pleased his mum.
Forest have scored many great goals this season. Which ones does Clough, himself a prolific striker in his time, feel proudest of?
Well, Neil Webb's scored some crackers, absolute crackers, Neil Webb has. Brian Laws has weighed in with a couple. Lee Chapman scored 4 in one particular time. My boy's got the odd one. No particular one sticks out. I was delighted when the one went in at Old Trafford, because I knew we were through then into another cup tie. But no particular goal, no. I get excited with them all, you know. I'm in charge of a football club, and the hardest thing that's been with football since I was your age is scoring goals. And it's never changed. You miss them from a yard, a foot, 3 feet, and so on and so on and so on. It's the hardest thing in the business, scoring goals. That's why strikers cost so much money, son. And it's never changed since I was, I'll repeat, when I was your age, when I was a boy at 18, signing for Middlesbrough. And I used to score a couple. 1 or 2. A lot more than my son. So far, give over, man. If he plays till he's bloody 90, he'll never score as many as I did.
Forest's second Wembley appearance was the Simod Cup final against Everton on April the 30th.
Pearce. Clough dropping deep again, but Everton well aware of that, and they've got Cottee on a run through the centre here. It's Tony Cottee for Everton! Starting a match at Wembley for the first time, and it's only taken him 8 minutes to make his mark. Chapman, Parker! 1-1. Sheedy. And Sharp, will he reach it? He will! Somehow Walker is able to get the ball away, and Forest really can spring on here. This is Parker. Gaynor up with him, and Clough, but Parker's going all the way himself. It's a terrific goal! A wonderful run. A second ago, Everton were on the Forest line, but we know that Brian Clough's team is geared to counter-attack. But how often do you see a goal like that? Talks with the coaches are over. Extra time is about to get underway in the Simod Cup final. Brian Clough, incidentally, took no part in a discussion with his players. Chapman, he can put Forest in front here, and he's done it. They lead for the first time in this final, 2 minutes into extra time. Sheedy, and now Van den Houw, and it's Forest turn to back pedal. Nevin will keep it in play. It's a fine cross, Cutty! Everton are back in it again. Wilson only scuffs it as far as Sheedy. And Sharp. And Sutton against the bar. My word. Webb. And Carr is onside with a clear run at goal. Chapman! Forest have won it. 2 goals from Chapman and 2 from Parker have secured the Simod Cup at the expense of Everton in a fabulous final. This, though, is becoming a very happy habit for Nottingham Forest. A kiss from the manager to the captain, and Brian Clough himself is leading them up the steps. Always the man to do it the different way, but no one will begrudge him his moment here. Is he going to get the trophy from Ted Croker? Well, it's a presentation, perhaps not just for today, but for all he's done for football and for Nottingham Forest.
I remember every detail, every single thing. I sent a message on to Stuart Pearce to say, can I go up and get it, and all that type of thing, because I do things for the right reasons and they turn out differently. I got off the pitch when we won the Littlewoods Cup thinking that it should be the players' job, and all I saw was cameras following me around and all that type of thing. So I said to Stuart Pearce, or the message was, ask him, can I go up and get that? And he said, no problems at all, with pleasure, or piss off, or whatever he did say, son, because I didn't take the message on. But I went up. I wanted to go up, actually, for Ted Croker, because Ted was retiring, and I should have been possibly working with Ted for 20 years, because he worked for the Football Association.
Well, gates are certainly up, and the interest within the club is tremendous at the moment. We in the commercial department have got a retail outlet with our shop, and the actual revenue that's been taken over the period, over a 2-month period, has been quite enormous. We've had a whole range of different products, of course, with going to Wembley, T-shirts with silly logos and silly statements on them. But the youngsters particularly have enjoyed and persuaded their parents to part with their hard-earned cash. We obviously jumped onto the most recent craze, which was the inflatable business, if you like, where the bananas and the Grimsby haddocks and the berry black puddings were all the rage. Well, we decided to go ahead during the course of the season and purchase some inflatable trees. We didn't know how well they'd go, but in fact we did sell over 5,000 of those prior to the Littlewoods and Simod finals. Quite amazing, and we certainly didn't inflate the prices there. We have a thriving junior Reds section at the ground, and that's been in existence for a number of years now, but we've topped all records this year again with our junior Reds section. We have, in over 4,000 junior Reds which come regularly down to the games. They go on trips to Wembley. They have matches, football matches against the visiting sides that come along to the City Ground, their junior sections as well. And we create a lovely atmosphere in the junior Reds section. It's all stewarded properly, and they have half-time draws and tours of the ground, pantomimes and the whole business, and we try and encourage them to bring their parents along as well. In turn, we, by the fact that we did encourage the parents to be involved, this last year we did form our first year with our Panini family enclosure, and that has proved to be very popular with our swap shops and the youngsters having quizzes, etc., and being involved through our programme. It's been marvellous for them, yes. We've had quite a number of letters from different youngsters, our supporters, over a number of items. People that have actually travelled with us to Wembley and to different games by executive coach or by executive train, and it's nice that the youngsters, having had their parents spend the money on these trips, that they appreciate they've had a super day out that they won't forget for the rest of their lives. Having said that, it's the football that matters to them. The winning, of course, is very important. Obviously, we give youngsters little treats, youngsters that are in hospital perhaps, youngsters that have got some disability we bring down to the ground, and we obviously let them shake hands with the players and meet the manager, etc., and it makes their day, and to see their faces when this happens really is rewarding in itself, and we'll carry on to continue that type of thing at the club. I think the most abiding memory this season is the winning of the trophies, really. It's my 5th year with the club, or I've completed 5 years with the club, and obviously I've not experienced this type of excitement and enthusiasm that we've seen over this particular season. It's been very hectic for the staff, but it's been very, very rewarding, and to walk out and actually step on the turf at Wembley with the atmosphere there at the Littlewoods Cup was something I'll never forget either for the rest of my life. Yeah. Great.
Clough's ability to motivate his players is legendary. What's his secret?
I don't think the gaffer's got a secret. He's very, very honest with the team. He lets you know if you're playing badly. And in the same vein, he lets you know if you're playing well. Everybody knows that there's somebody ready to take the place if they don't do the business on the field. And the team runs itself, really. The gaffer comes in 10 minutes before a game, says very, very little. Leaves it to his coaching staff to any finer points that we need to know, need to be told about. He just comes in and says, go out and enjoy yourselves, lads. And basically, there are no restrictions on the team. I think that's one of the basic things. You know, we just go out and play to the best of our ability, and it's either good enough or it's not.
Yeah. Ryan? Well, I think that sticks in my mind is one thing he does do is when you expect some praise off him, he never gives you it. He'll give you a rollicking. And when you do something really bad, he'll probably praise you for it. I think that's his weird way of getting around things. Never expect anything from him because he'll always do the opposite. And I think that's really what I think makes us tick, because you can't read him. We've just got to go out there and like you said, just play our best football and hope he's happy with that.
And who's your favourite player?
Nigel Clough. Lee Chapman and Nigel Clough. Nigel Clough. Steve Sutton, Des Walker, Nigel Clough and Neil Webb. Nigel Clough. Nigel Clough. Steve Sutton and Lee Chapman.
Neil Webb, Franz Carr, Steve Sutton, the whole lot really. Fantastic bunch.
Psycho's a player of the year for Forest, no doubt. Brilliant. Revelation since Christmas.
It's been a very good season. It's been the most enjoyable season because I've got a little lad who's 9. He's enjoyed all the season through. It's been a really good season throughout, with all the cup competition and obviously finishing 3rd in the league.
The vast majority of the spectators who come and watch Forest are very law-abiding and well-behaved.
think it's been a good season because Forest have finished high in the league and they've won Simod Cup and Littlewoods Cup. I think one of the best seasons for ages, really, what I've seen. I've been to see Forest for quite a few seasons. This is the best one so far.
Right back Brian Laws played a vital part in Forest's success this season, but he almost missed their finest hour, the Littlewoods Cup final. He ended up playing with his right hand bandaged up.
Well, I had an unfortunate accident at home. I slipped with a glass in my hand, and I wasn't drunk, by the way. And I fell over, and it actually severed a few tendons in my finger and thumb. So I had to have an emergency operation, which kept us out of the game for a week. I missed a couple of games, and thankfully the gaffer picked me for the final.
Stuart Psycho Pearce, the club captain, played a leading role in the club's success this year.
Probably the player I would like to mention is our captain, Stuart Pearce. I'm not saying he's the best player in the world, but he's not far away from being a very good full-back. And a captain, he captains the club, he leads by example. He shows a lot of enthusiasm, and he shows a lot of enthusiasm on the training ground as well. And when we do our little work, and we don't do a lot because we're renowned for not doing a hell of a lot of work during the week, but when it's there, he's spot on. He likes his little five-a-side at the end, and during this past season we've had a little side bet, himself and I. We've just a pound on every match. I take the opposite team, and through the season I think I'm a few quid down at the present time.
Now what's Clough going to do with this one? Oh, he's going to play it for Pearce. This could be interesting. Driven straight at Seeley. Pearce or Clough? It's going to be Clough curling it, and a magnificent goal by Nigel Clough. A superb free kick, aimed to perfection and curling over that wall, and just inside the post. Astonishing free kick goal by Nigel Clough.
Nigel's had a very good season again. He's been our top goal scorer for the past 3 seasons. He doesn't catch a lot of people's eyes in the sense that maybe they think he could work a lot harder, but his vision and that is far beyond the rest of a lot of players in England, and he's got very good skill in consent. His first touch is very good, and he is prepared as a forward to hold the ball. He's not frightened. A lot of forwards in the English game are just a little bit frightened of what's behind them, and he is quite prepared to hold the ball no matter what the situation is.
It's been success at all levels throughout the club, culminating in winning the Central League on Tuesday night. That was tremendous. That means first team, second team and youth team. Trophies at every level. Most successful club in the Football League. I've seen all the games this season, with the exception of the one on Monday night. Unfortunately, due to a slight problem, as you can tell by the voice, I wasn't able to go. Sad because I've got a good record. I think I've seen something in the region of 70 to 80 games. That's at first team, reserve team and youth team level. Nottingham Forest fans' away support has been absolutely tremendous. I think, we expect it at home, but the volume of people that have been away, has been overwhelming. And I think it's sad in football when we have people like the president of the FA saying that away support should be banned. You should come and watch clubs like Forest take supporters away. They're a credit to the game. And the numbers we've taken I've had letters from the police saying how well behaved they are. Even this morning, congratulating them on the semi-final, the way they acted on a very sensitive day. It's tremendous. Every moment as I've watched Nottingham Forest has been superb for me because it is my life, although it doesn't provide me with income. But football's my life, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. And working with the best manager in the business, that's an even bigger bonus.
à crier, à dire Agnès, Agnès, au nom de Jésus. Ils sont en train de te tromper. C'est satanique, ils sont en train de te tromper.
Pourquoi toute une famille s'est-elle jetée par la fenêtre? Qui se cache derrière l'étrange église que les victimes fréquentaient? C'est un simple bracelet en plastique, mais il fait fureur chez les surfeurs, les sportifs et les stars. Le porter donnerait force et équilibre.
Je vais le poser sur ta tête.
Ok.
Voilà. Voilà. Et là, je sors de tout mon poids et tu bouges pas.
Ah, c'est marrant. Et si derrière ce succès commercial se cachait un attrape-gogo venu des États-Unis?
Voilà, et pour traiter tous ces sujets, pour parler de tous ces sujets, nous serons notamment ici, dans ce très bel endroit. Nous sommes en fait dans la faculté de pharmacie de l'université René Descartes, et ici dans cette pièce qui sert encore de salle de cours et de travail, puisque sont concentrés ici à peu près tout ce qu'on peut trouver actuellement sur Terre en matière de plantes et de substances de toutes sortes, y compris les plus hallucinatoires, si je puis dire. Alors vous êtes Patrick Daquet, vous êtes un chaman blanc, on dit, un guérisseur celte, vous êtes plutôt dans l'irrationnel, on va dire.
Oui, l'irrationnel, cela dit, le chamanisme est porteur aussi d'un projet social, économique, politique et un projet clanique. Ce n'est pas uniquement la guérison.